Have you ever tasted food so good it seemed almost magical? In the vibrant town of Calabar, Mama Eka's restaurant was famous far and wide. She cooked food like no one else could: spicy soups, savory stews, and delicious rice dishes that seemed to melt in your mouth. People swore they could taste something extraordinary in her cooking, something almost magical, that made them come back time and again. But for years, Mama Eka's success was just a dream. She had struggled to make a name for herself, outshone by other restaurants in town. Mama Eka worked hard, but her determination to be the best in Calabar had started to weigh on her. She was tired of seeing customers flock to her competitors and tired of barely making enough money to keep her business afloat. One night, frustrated and desperate, she decided she would do whatever it took to make her restaurant number one. Late one evening, Mama Eka went into the outskirts of Calabar to visit a native doctor, a mysterious figure known for his powerful charms and strange rituals. The native doctor's small hut was shrouded in shadows, surrounded by strange statues and burning herbs that filled the air with an earthy smell. Mama Eka felt a shiver of apprehension but pushed forward, determined to find a solution. The native doctor greeted her with a knowing smile. "Mama Eka," he said in a low, gravy voice, "I have heard of your restaurant and your struggle." Mama Eka nodded, wringing her hands. "I have done everything I can, but it is not enough. I want to be the best in Calabar. I want people to crave my food so much they won't go anywhere else." The native doctor listened, then nodded slowly. "I can give you something powerful, but it comes with a price. This charm is not for the faint-hearted," he warned. Mama Eka took a deep breath and nodded. "Tell me what I must do." The native doctor retrieved a small clay bowl and handed it over to her. "Every month, take this bowl, fill it with water, add your used sanitary pad to the water, and let them soak. Keep this bowl in a room where no one else can see it, somewhere close to your kitchen. This ritual will bind your spirit to your food, making people crave it as if they were under a spell." Mama Eka, feeling a mix of horror and disbelief at his instruction, but her desire for success won over her discomfort. She left the native doctor's hut with the clay bowl in her hands, determined to follow the ritual to the letter. Back at her restaurant, Mama Eka cleared out a small storage room behind the kitchen, marking it as a private room and locking it with a key. She followed the native doctor's instruction, filling the clay bowl with water and soaking her used sanitary pads in it. She kept it hidden away out of sight and far from the reach of any curious eyes. To her astonishment, the charm worked. Within weeks, her restaurant became the talk of Calabar. People who tasted Mama Eka's food were struck by an indescribable flavor that lingered on their tongues and filled them with a deep craving. Some said her dishes were like a song that played in their heads, a melody they couldn't forget. Others claimed they felt drawn to her restaurant without knowing why, like her cooking had a spell over them. At first, people from Calabar filled her small restaurant, either to eat her pepper soup, rice dishes, and steaming stews. But soon, word spread beyond town, and people from neighboring villages came, lining up in the morning just to have a seat. Mama Eka's restaurant was thriving in a way she did only dream of. She finally felt the respect and admiration she had always wanted. And her profits were so big, she even had to expand her menu, hiring new staffs and even started decorating the restaurant to make it more inviting. But behind the success lay a dark secret. Every month, she continued her ritual, filling the clay bowl in her locked room with water and soaking her used sanitary pads as the native doctor had instructed. She forbade her employees from going near the room, warning them that it was a personal space and was out of bounds. Over time, some of her employees began to notice an odd smell around the back of the kitchen. The smell was subtle at first, but as months passed, it became stronger. Whenever they asked Mama Eka about it, she would wave them off with a stern warning that it is none of your business. She would stay. Focus on the food and customers. Do not let your curiosity get the better of you. Rumors started to spread among her staff, each one fantastical than the last. Some believed she was hiding an old family recipe or a secret ingredient in that room. Others thought she was performing a ritual to bring luck to her restaurant, but no one dared to go inside. They feared the consequences of angering Mama Eka, who had become increasingly strict about guiding her secrets. The smell grew stronger, and whispers of it reached the townsfolk. A few loyal customers started to wonder if the mystery of Mama Eka's food lay somewhere in that hidden room. But no one dared ask her directly. Etim, a local drunkard, was a regular at Mama Eka's restaurant. He heard the rumors about the secret room and had even questioned the strange smell himself. Etim had a reputation for being nosy, especially when he was intoxicated. He couldn't shake his curiosity about Mama Eka. He wondered what she was hiding. One night, after drinking a bit too much, Etim decided he had to know what lay behind that locked door. As the restaurant was closing, he hid near the back, watching as Mama Eka and her staff finished cleaning and shut down for the night. Once everyone left, he snuck in through a side entrance, making his way through the darkened kitchen towards the mysterious room. To his surprise, he found that the door was unlocked. His heart pounded as he pushed it open, a strange mixture of excitement and dread filling him. Inside the room, the smell that hit him with full force, making his stomach turn, and then he saw it, a large clay bowl filled with murky water, and floating on the surface were several used sanitary pads. Etim's face contoured with horror and disgust. The thought that this might be connected to the food he had been eating made him feel sick. He stumbled out of the room, gagging, and ran out into the street, his mind reeling with what he had seen. The next morning, Etim's discovery spread through Calabar like wildfire. He wasted no time in sharing the shocking story with anyone who would listen, recounting the foul smell and the sanitary pad he had seen in the bowl. People were horrified, unable to believe that Mama Eka, whose food they had praised for months, could be hiding such a secret. Angry customers gathered outside her restaurant, demanding an explanation. They accused her of deceiving them and using witchcraft to draw them to her food. Some claimed they felt physical ill, just thinking about what they had eaten, while others shouted for her to leave Calabar altogether. When Mama Eka finally stepped outside to face the crowd, she looked pale and shaking. She tried to explain, telling them that it was a ritual taught by the native doctor and it was only meant to enhance her cooking, not to harm anyone. But her words fell on deaf ears. The crowd saw it as an unsanitary and dark practice, one that violated the trust they had placed in her. The fallout was swift and brutal. Mama Eka's once thriving restaurant was empty by the end of the day. Regular customers, once her biggest supporters, avoided her like a plague. Unable to separate the delicious food they had enjoyed from the disgusting secret they knew, some of her employees quit immediately, unwilling to work for a woman who had kept such a shocking practice hidden from them. As the day passed, Mama Eka's reputation was completely ruined. The story spread to nearby towns, where people spoke of her as a plague. No one wanted anything to do with her anymore. The restaurant that had once been filled with laughter and life now stood empty, its tables and chairs gathering dust. One rainy evening, Mama Eka quietly picked her belongings and left Calabar. She had no choice but to start over somewhere far away where no one knew her, opening a small humble food store. But she could never regain the fame and success she had once had. Remember, ambition is a powerful thing, but it is important to keep integrity and honesty at the heart of everything we do. We have come to the end of this interesting story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you would never miss an update. Thank you.